Karate, I think, brought that.
Remind me to ask her. I want
Yeah.
to see it. I ordered one on Amazon
Uh-huh.
because it was just it says like I'll try
Yeah.
it, see
Right,
how it
right. It's
lasts.
kind of banging on the ground a
Yeah.
little bit. See,
I mean, for
go
ten
go on
bucks, it's
Facebook
worth it,
Live.
right?
Be
Like,
like,
yeah.
here, yeah.
No, I mean, I just was gonna like use it and give it some wear and tear and
Right,
see
for
how it held
sure,
up.
for sure, for sure.
Um,
But it's bad.
yep.
How you doing, counselor?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I won't complain. I hate these years. I'm always afraid I'm gonna lean back and fall over, and my
Yeah.
you know,
Thank you. I hear ya.
legs are gonna be up in the air, and
And if you're like right here on the end, I always feel like I'm gonna like fall off over here.
I'm trained chairs. This one seems a little more solid. Right behind you.
Swapping out the chairs.
Did you pack it?
Here. You know what?
Is it still back in the room?
Yeah.
I think when we discussed something.
Yes.
Feels like it is.
Just hold off on it.
Yeah, but you should.
I just want to be trained.
Reality is,
Okay, that's good. I'll wait on Dr. Karan. Can you get some eyes on so I can see? So, what is?
so it's for first. For first reading, what does that mean?
Oh no, it just is on there for everybody to see it.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have
Okay.
to do anything with it. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and we apologize for our tardy start. We did kind of run over in our previous meeting. I would like to call to order Peoria Public Schools Board Meeting, June 9th, 2025, at this hour at 6:35 p.m. Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Costick, Mrs. Murray,
Aye.
Mr. Ivory, here. Mrs. Rose,
Present.
Mrs. Ross, Dr. Wilson, President McConnell.
Here.
We have 7 present.
Thank you very much. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you kindly. And if we had planned so, I would have Dr. Andrews sing the national anthem for us tonight. I'd like to recognize the poster boards, our bulletin boards. To my right is Elise Ford Allen, very colorful and creative. Thank you so much, Elise Ford Allen. And to my left, we have Richwoods High School, home of the Knights. Richwoods has been busy, as we can see in the captions, and we thank both schools for your leadership and all of the fantastic things you have accomplished this year. Announcements from board members.
PPS Foundation Golf Outing, the 27th Annual Peoria Public School Foundation Golf Outing will take place on Monday, June the 23rd, Country Club in Peoria. The fundraiser is one of the largest put on by the PPS Foundation. To join the fund, register online at ppsfoundation.org under the event, your opportunity tab. First day of school reminder. The first day of school reminder for Knoxville Center for Student Success will be on Monday, July the 14th, 2025. And the first day of school for Villisca Hitton Early Childhood Education will be on Wednesday, July the 16th, 2025. All other schools began Wednesday, July the 30th.
Summer reading. The Peoria Public Library Summer Reading Program launched on June 2nd, The Peoria Public Library Summer Reading Program has launched from June 2nd to July 12th. Each age group gets a unique bingo card full of reading-themed challenges. The theme this year is Level Up. Fill your bingo to get fun prizes and parties. Go to peoriapubliclibrary.org/summer reading to sign up. Don't forget to read at least 30 minutes every day.
8th grade Algebra 1 students. If your 8th grade student earned a D or F in Algebra 1 in either first or second semester, he or she will need to retake this class because of its graduation requirement for high school. We are here to help. These students have an opportunity to recover their Algebra 1 credit online with the Acellus this summer. Eligible students should have received a letter in the mail and an email with sign-up information last week. To earn credit, students must successfully complete the Acellus course by June 30th of 2025. If you have questions, please contact Tracy Donath at tracy.donath@psd150.org. I have another one. The Wraparound Center. Do you need support or resources during summer break? The Wraparound Center is a one-stop shop for those who need help with therapy or counseling, access to food pantries, appointments and case management, and guidance for affordable housing. Located in the Latrobe side of Treewin K8, it's open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Stop by or call 309-282-1919.
Good afternoon. Juneteenth, the observance of Juneteenth commemorating in 1865 emancipation of enslaved people in Galveston, Texas. Peoria Public School offices will be closed on June 19th in observance.
Good evening. Summer meals. From June 2nd to June 18th, free meals will be available for all children ages 1 through 18 at Lincoln K8, Peoria High, Manual, and Richwoods. At Lincoln K8, breakfast is served from 7:15 to 8 o'clock a.m. and lunch from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. At all three high schools, breakfast is served from 8:45 to 9:15 a.m. and lunch from 11:45 to 12:15. No registration is needed. Just show up and enjoy a meal. Immunizations and physical exams. Immunizations and physical exams are due by the first day of school, July 30th, for all incoming kindergarten, 6th, 9th, and 12th grade students. Please get a head start on making a medical appointment for your student. Thank you.
Another announcement, Backpack Peoria. There will be a backpack at the Dream Center on July 26, 2025 from 9 a.m. until 12. Students and families will be able to receive a free backpack filled with school supplies. That's on July 26th from 9 from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. at the Dream Center. Enrollment and registration are now open for new students online. Please visit www.psd150.org/enrollment for more information. Students who attended Peoria Public Schools last year are automatically enrolled for the next school year unless changes have been made. And those are our announcements. Our first item on our agenda tonight, Remarkable Spirit, and we will hear from Mrs. Molly Herman.
Herman, yep.
Mrs. Herman, thank you.
Dr. Bond and the Vision team, if you'd come up. Good evening, Dr. Karat, President McConnell, and School Board. It is my absolute honor to present this Remarkable Spirit Award to our Peoria Public School Vision Department. But try not to cry. Okay. Val Stoddard, Jen Reeder, Dennis Close, and Katie Rankin embody patience, dedication, and vision in every sense of the word. As a teacher of the visually impaired, they go far beyond teaching. They have empowered, inspired, and opened doors for students who navigate the world in unique and courageous ways. Through Braille, technology, and compassion, these special education teachers help students with visual impairments realize their own potential, not just in the classroom, but in life. Their impact is not measured in lesson plans, but in confidence gained and independence achieved. Please join me in celebrating Val, Jen, Dennis, and Katie, true champions of access, equity, and possibility. We also have lots of colleagues and principals who came to support the Vision team as well. If you guys would stand and be recognized as the colleagues and principals for these wonderful people.
Thank you so much. And if they have family members here tonight, would you stand, please? All family members? Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Our next Remarkable Spirit is Shay Schmiller.
Good evening. I first want to start out by saying thank you to the board and Dr. Karat for having me here this afternoon. I know you have a lot going on. I nominated both Marlene and Lisa from HR and Payroll for the Remarkable Spirit Award for a simple reason. They're both remarkable. I know many of us in the district have someone they rely on to get their job done well, and I personally know that I wouldn't be able to accomplish my job in the way that I do without the two of them. I first met Mar back when I was a driver for the district and moved up to a supervisor there where I got to know Lisa, and I'm very glad to have known both of them. They're both very patient and understanding and always willing to help out when needed it. Mar and Lisa, thank you very much. Glad to know you, and I look forward to
Thank you. Thank you. And our next Remarkable Spirit recognition, Principal Bill Robinson.
Thank you, Dr. Karat and Board of Education. This Remarkable Spirit comes at no surprise to me. The lady to my right here does everything for everyone at Ridgewoods High School. She knows the students like nobody else. Our seniors have every opportunity to get to know her, to learn from her, to get support. Everything from the FAFSA to getting the credits to getting ready to go to the next step, whatever that is. She tells them you have to have a plan. So whatever that is, when we graduate, our seniors, they all have a plan. That is whether it's ICC, whether it's a trade, whether it's college. She meets with every single senior and gives so much of her time, love, and effort to our kids. I love this lady more than anybody at Richwoods. I have learned so incredibly much from her. I am lucky to work with her every single day. We are lucky to have her at Richwoods. The kids are lucky to have her at Richwoods. I could go on and on and on. Just because that's how much she means to my heart. We have little army men at Richwoods that we give out, and we started doing that. If you know anything about Ted Lasso, look it up. It's a great show. I constantly am giving her army men. I'm like, I could give you one of these every day, and it would be totally deserved. So I'm not going to take any more of your time, but if you haven't met this lady, you need to get to know her because she is just one in a million. And like I said, I am truly lucky. Richwoods is truly lucky to have her.
Absolutely. And Mrs. Andrews, if you can have your family stand with you. Her beautiful, young-looking mom. Nice to see you. She is just timeless. She's very timeless. Thank you so much. Oh, did you want to share anything? And it's okay if you cry.
I am extremely humbled and honored for this. Nothing that I do is for accolades. It's really just to be somebody that is kind, that is thoughtful, that is helpful, whether it's a parent or a student, a coworker, whoever. You know, we need kind people in our lives, and we need people to help us because life is hard. And for my seniors and their parents, I just want them to be successful, and doing things like the FAFSA and preparing for the next phase is extremely challenging. And, you know, a lot of times both parents and students want to give up, but that's not an option. So, you know, I'm just grateful to be able to do God's work every single day with anybody who crosses my path. And so this means so much to me. Thank you to Mrs. Pettit, one of our parents who nominated me, and just grateful, and thank you.
Thank you.
I do want to say that I want to say that I can verify that you actually love each one of those children, because you hugged over 300 and something seniors at the graduation. I mean, every single one of them.
Those are my babies.
Yes. And thank you for being there, because we need
my
you
pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. And then may I just add a personal note? Mrs. Andrews was one of my son's second grade teacher, and she became our principal. And she has just done stellar work for more than 20 years that I can account for, maybe 25 years.
29.
Oh,
it'll be
okay.
30 in July.
And so I want to personally thank you for your loyalty, for your dedication, and for your sincerity, because I know you serve with purpose. And so exceptional, and thank you for your leadership. And I want to thank your family, your handsome sons who were babies back then and now they're grown men, that you have a beautiful tribe. And so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, awards and recognition, Dr. Karatz.
Thank you, President McConnell. Do we have any representation from Treewin, Glen Oak, and Von Steuben? Just wanted to give them kudos. I told them they did not have to be here tonight, but in terms of, you know, every month we are recognizing schools. This category is most improved attendance for the month of May compared to last year. And Treewin, Glen Oak, and Von Steuben all came out on top. So Treewin in first place, Glen Oak in second place, and Von Steuben in third place. So let's give those schools and yes. So Mr. Corey Brown and Dr. Clemens and Ms. Smothers and their teams for, again, doing a really nice job with attendance. We know it's hard. We talked about it today, and it's a daily topic regarding getting parents and kids attending school every day on time. So then the other category is chronic absenteeism, improvement again for the month of May. And again, it's really, really hard work. They're monitoring those students. We know if you're out for 18 days for the year, you're deemed you're deemed as a chronic absent kid. And so they work very, very hard, and they're monitoring every month who's at risk. And again, the top schools, True Win, working very hard. Mr. Brown, Principal Corey Brown with his team. So let's give Tree Win a round of applause, please. They have reduced their chronic absenteeism percentage this time around compared to May of last year. And then the second winner is Whittier Primary School, Sarah Pulnitz and the Whittier team. Let's give them a round of applause. Last but not least, in terms of increasing chronic absenteeism, working hard, knowing the kids, knowing their situations, and helping them and families overcome, the school is the Elise Ford Allen Academy. Laura Rogers, principal, and her team. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, President McConnell.
Thank you. We will, at 7 p.m., we will pause for our budget hearing. However, we will move forward with item number 8, district presentation, and we may pause you at 7 o'clock. Dr. Ann Bond.
Good evening, Dr. Karat, President McConnell, Vice President Dr. Wilson, and the entire board. I am here this evening to introduce Sonia Culbertson to you and our team. Sonia is the principal of the Multicultural Dual Language Academy, and she is here with our team to share a few updates with you about where we've been and some next steps for us as well. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Buenas noches. I am very excited to be here and present to you an update for the Multicultural Dual Language Academy, a path for success. But first, I want to introduce to you the team Coatis. We have Ms. Bolina from kindergarten and Ms. Chavarria from second grade. And we also have Mr. Galindo. He's the president of the PTO at Whittier, and he's been helping me a lot just to create our own PTO at the academy. We have a couple traveling, Mr. Arenas and Ms. Urrea, that I also want to mention. They have been working so hard with me to get this school together, so I just want to recognize them before I started. So thank you, guys. It is a very mighty army that I have behind me. So just to recap, the Multicultural Language Academy was created based on a 50-50 model where students learn Spanish and English, and they have their instruction 50% of the time in English and 50% of the time in Spanish. Some of the benefits of the Dual Language Academy include academic benefits. Dual language learners often outperform monolingual peers on standardized testing, reading, writing, and math. Also, language proficiency, bilingualism, biliteracy, and academic language development. We also have cultural and social benefits like cross-cultural awareness, greater empathy and social skills, and a stronger identity and courage, because it takes a lot of courage to speak another language. And this translates into career and life advantages, more job opportunities, higher earning potential, and global competitiveness. Our school community, year 1, we are having around 120 students just this year. Our faculty is composed by 6 homeroom teachers, 4 share anchors, 1 SRO, 1 secretary, and 2 custodians. We will have 2 kindergartens, 1 first grade, 1 second grade, 1 third grade, and 1 fourth grade just to start this year. But our plans are to add at least 1 classroom every year. the work that we've been doing with the team, we've been meeting 2 or 3 months every week to continue the work started at Whittier with the dual language two-way model, which is a true immersion program. We have developed a mission, vision, and values that align to the strategic plan on our district. And we have worked on that curriculum alignment piece with ELA, math, and the Spanish-Illinois state standards as well. We have worked collaborative with the PTO at Whittier, the union, and we are developing these relationships also with the Peoria Police Department and other stakeholders. Now, for some of the startup expenses, on my right, there is the district support, and on my left, there is the grant funding support. The startup support from the district has been $488,000 coming from the educational fund that have been spent on signage, painting, furniture, technology, cameras, and secure entrance. And there is some money aside with the life safety monies. We have not used those funds, but if we were to need them, they are there for us. And on my left, the grant funding support, which is anticipated to offset operational expenses for $400,000 for the fiscal year 26. We have Title III immigrant, Title III language instruction education, Title I, and Title I set aside as well as some competitive grants as they are available. We are working with our PTO and also with our grant writer to find more funds to keep, building our community. And finally, just want to take this opportunity to invite you all to this big celebration we are preparing here in July, in the middle of July. So look at your calendars. We will love to have you. We are going to celebrate the way Latinos celebrate. So we want you all there to just celebrate the first multicultural dual language academy in Peoria, Illinois. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Board. We have about a minute and a half, so does anybody have any questions? Any board member have any questions?
Do you have a specific date for your celebration in July?
It will be the middle of July. We're still working on those, inviting people and communities. But we will bring that up front to you real soon.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just have a couple of follow-up questions. So is the deadline for students to enroll, is that still open?
No, it's not. It's not open yet. We are at capacity for this first year, and we have a waiting list as well.
Okay, so we have a waiting list. And when is the deadline, looking ahead so that parents know?
For a deadline for
Futuristically,
registration.
yeah, so the school year starts August 1st. So the deadline for student enrollment, when was
I
that?
will say it already passed. Yes. Yeah.
It'll likely be in line with boundary waivers, things like that, but we'll make that determination once we get.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just so that we have, every student has the opportunity, and I don't know if we publish that leading up to this time, but we want to make sure that every student who is interested has the information and the opportunity, okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And then the enrollment process, is that an application?
Yes. It
To
will be an
attend,
application. Yes.
And the applications for the next year will be available
will be
by
open
by
same
January, so
as
that
the
families
other
have
schools.
plenty of time
Yes.
to apply. All right, thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
And it is 7:00. Mr. Willis.
In accordance with state law, we now open the budget hearing for the 2024-25 proposed budget revision that right now is before the board for approval later on in the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak may do so at this time. Seeing none, the budget hearing is now closed.
Thank you so much. Nice and sweet. We appreciate that. Next item on the agenda is our school retiree recognition. Mrs. Hamer.
Good evening, President McConnell, members of the board, and Dr. Karat. Dr. Ike and I would like to recognize all the retirees for the 24-25 school year. Today, we gather to recognize and celebrate a remarkable group of individuals, our retirees, who have dedicated their time, energy, and hearts to serving the students and families of Peoria Public Schools. These individuals have given years of service with unwavering commitment, made personal sacrifices to ensure the work got done, served with loyalty, passion, and purpose. Though the school year has ended and many retirees couldn't be here tonight, we are grateful for those who could join us. We know many more are watching from home. This moment is bittersweet. Sweet because you have earned your rest, bitter because your presence, experience, and dedication will be deeply missed. To our retirees and to the families and loved ones who have supported them, we thank you. Your impact on Peoria Public Schools and this community is lasting. A fun fact for the 24, 25, 39 retirees are taking a total of 922 years of experience with them, and this service will be truly missed. We hope that you will enjoy every minute of your retirement and make it a long and happy one. Best wishes to all of you, and may you have more fun in retirement than you had at work. And we have the video up here.
Thank you.
We have the video up here of everyone. And so I would like to now recognize those retirees that are in attendance. If you could stand up.
Center. Thank you.
And I believe Maria Carrubias is here. Carrubias, okay. And Jamie Jackson, Daryl Shingles, Carl Somerville, Linda Watkins, Pam Beaver, Andrew Berg, Lydia Branch, and Anna Rose. Thank you so much. And how would their families like to stand up with them that came with them?
Yes, all
Okay,
families.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Would anybody like to say anything? Would you guys like to say anything? Any board members have anything to share?
They all look too young to be retiring. All those years.
I'll just say,
No, go please.
just thank you for your service. I mean, what you have provided to Peoria Public Schools, being a teacher and teaching our students is, I mean, it's priceless. So just thank you for your service for sure.
That's hard to follow. Something similar to that, just that I've personally gotten to see some of you in action, and those of you that I haven't, I'm sorry that I missed that, but I know that you give a lot of yourself every day when you show up for our students, and so that has not gone unnoticed. We appreciate you, and we are grateful for you, and we are better off because of you, so thank you.
Thank you. And then I would just like to ask if you would so kindly join our substitute teaching list so that you may come and mentor and bring some of your guidance and your expertise. And we promise to be very kind to you if you do. And we're going to ask for the building principals to extend some courtesy to you, perhaps a coffee or something, if you should, decide to join us. We need your guidance and your leadership. And so if you will, consider that after you take a break. Just don't forget about us if you happen to stay in the area. Thank you.
President
Dr.
McConnell,
Karat.
yeah, I was hoping some of them would make some remarks, Ms. Hammer,
Come on up.
Ms. Beaver. I know you were at Manual and Richwoods and Knoxville.
I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I learned a lot. 25 years in the district, and 2010 was a very, very hard time in my life of my family. And without this job, I wouldn't be able to support my 5 kids.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
thank you for
You're an amazing teacher as well.
So
Ms.
thank you
Beaver.
for being there for my family, because I needed this. And at the time, I didn't know how I was going to keep going on. And there were a lot of people to support me. And Richwoods was like my family. And if I didn't have dental and health and District 150, I wouldn't have made it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. These kids in this district are amazing. They taught me so much that I would have never learned if I would have taught at Metamora or Dunlap. So I'm a better person today than I ever could have been if I would have worked in those places.
Thank you.
And I've learned so much. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening to everyone at the board and everyone here. I just want to say that I really enjoyed working for District 150. It offered me the opportunity to use my language, Spanish, and I was in the bilingual program at several schools. And I used to have one planner, now I have two, one for my appointments and one for all the fun stuff in retirement. Thank you again.
Good evening, everyone. It is good to see so many familiar faces again, and I like to say that I have enjoyed my retirement for a full 2 weeks. I had moved and went to Springfield, and I heard you when you said for you to sign up for substitute teachers. But I went to Springfield, moved to Springfield, and I jumped right back into it. But I was a substitute teacher, but I chose the paraprofessional. And so I know that it has been, I learned so much here. I've been in a lot of projects and accomplished a lot and learned so much. And a lot of it reflects on your character, how you come out. And I've learned to come out on top. And so I just thank my God, because I'm a faith believer, and I just thank him for all the experiences and my colleagues, and I just miss everyone already. It's been almost a year, but I'm just glad that I came to this place because I continued to apply for different jobs while I moved away to Springfield, and I just want to announce that one job that I never thought that I would get. Since I came out of the transportation department, I got hired as a director of transportation in the Rochester District 3A in the Springfield area. So I just say I probably got 5 more years on me. I retired from District 150, but you will always be a special place in my heart. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all that I have learned and have accomplished here in this district. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stacy Gates. For simplicity's sake, I'll call my school Harrison, even though it's had many names over the years. I came here in 1993 from Janesville, Wisconsin. Some of my friends said, get a couple of years under your belt and you can come on back. 32 years later, I didn't send one single resume. I didn't make one single phone call. I knew pretty early on that District 150 was my home. This is not a profession for people that require a lot of instant gratification. This is a profession where your gratification comes sometimes years after the fact. Once in a great while, you'll be out and about in public, and someone comes up to you, and you struggle to remember their name, because when you knew them, they were this tall, and when they talk to you, they're this tall. And once in a great while, I'm a PE guy, so once in a great while, someone will say, I still do push-ups because of your class. I still make my mom go for a walk to keep her healthy because of what you taught me. I'm still a sports fan today because of some of the games we played. Once in a great while. Now, recently, I've got a few cancers running around in my body. Had a hospital stay or two. So there I was at Methodist, halfway recognizing some of the people around me, until about 3 or 4 different groups came in and said, yeah, it's me. I was your student. Or, yeah, we remembered you and we were wondering if you were Mr. Gates. So your gratification comes when you're at the end and you see group after group after group in this obviously super professional job of nursing or whatever else they were, working in a high-tech hospital, healthy, happy, and successful. That is the gratification. Took 32 years. So, as I'm on my way definitely out of teaching, hopefully not so quickly out of life, within a year or two, my wife will be starting her career, and I'm hoping that you'll welcome her and make it as incredible a professional life for her as it was for me. And I just want to ask one question. Are you one of my students? Are you Jenny? Hi, Jenny. Well, I guess there's more gratification for me. Thanks, everyone. Have great lives.
Good afternoon, my Peoria Public School District 150 family. My name is Laverne Weldy. From February of 1998 until July of 2024, I had the opportunity to be employed by the Peoria Public School District 150. I have had the pleasure of working as a certified substitute teacher from February of 1998 until December the 6th, 2006. I had such a wonderful support staff that I decided to become a a teacher's aide myself. Now, of course, they told me that was a bad idea because I was one of the most sought-after substitute teacher in District 150 as well as the County of Peoria. So what I would like to say is that I have enjoyed serving 17.5 years in the capacity as a substitute, as a teacher's aide, and according to my calculation, I lost a few years, 8 years as a substitute teacher. I have truly enjoyed working with such a unique and diverse group of teachers, students, and parents. I truly enjoyed working for the district, but I love my hectic and busy retirement life better.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Andy Berg. I always have to follow somebody that does a really good job. So I have a couple of notes here. I've taught in Peoria Public Schools for 33 years. And first 7 years were at Franklin School, and then I switched to Charter Oak, and I've been there for 26 years with my wonderful principal, Mrs. Rodriguez, who's been a wonderful support for me for all that time. So I really appreciate her. I'm very grateful to have been in the district for my entire career. This is the second home to me. I'm having a hard time leaving even a little bit. I've taught many amazing students, collaborated with some wonderful teachers, and have been led by some terrific principals over the years. So one thing that's remained constant is just my love for the kids. I love building a rapport and getting those connections with those kids and watching them grow, not only academically, but also just as great human beings. So I really want to always have that connection with the kids. So I thank you guys for your tireless efforts behind the scenes, trying to ensure that our students have, the resources and the support that they need to be successful. And I really appreciate everything that you guys do for the district. So I will miss it, but there's a new chapter and it's time to turn the page. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, President. And once again, we thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Handel. Okay, our next item is Advantage Communications.
Good evening, Board, President McConnell, Dr. Karat. Mariella needs no introduction. She's been around for a while, working with our students in speech and debate, and so they have a nice treat for you tonight. So, Mariella?
First and foremost, thank you so much for funding our summer program. We've actually been working with dual language, so our dual language students have been able to participate about 45 minutes to an hour and a half a day, thanks to Ms. Culbertson and I just being able to work together. We have about 55 students doing a full day camp, and it's been a really great treat. But we also have our 6 students who are going to nationals who are also partaking in the camp. And we have 3 students who are here to present, so you're not gonna hear from me that much, you're gonna hear from them. And up first, we have Jennifer Ibarra Huerta.
Inhalamos esperanza, exhalamos dudas. We breathe in hope, breathe out doubt. Perfectamente imperfecta, lentamente encontrando autenticidad y conexión con la madre tierra, de las raíces que emergen de las semillas plantadas por nuestros ancestros. Perfectly imperfect, slowly finding authenticity and connection with Mother Earth, from the roots that emerged from the seeds planted by our ancestors. Growing up, I was often afraid to speak about my emotions, concerned by external expectations, and a constant need to act as a perfect, sweet, and calm Latina who always had to be okay. I was considered shy and reserved, but rarely anyone took the time to listen. I was also labeled a model student because I would get good grades and listen to the adults in my life. What no one knew was I would often hide the stomach aches and the sweaty palms produced by an anxiety I could not comprehend. Tú solo di que sí. I had to agree with what was said. I recall being called dramatica and internalizing that my problems were not that bad. As long as I did well in school and did not bring problems to my personal life, I can pretend to be the perfect daughter, sister, and student. Thank you.
Up next, we have Antonio Schwab.
Now, it was 2004, and I was graduating from the 8th grade and headed into high school. Now, after my graduation ceremony, my dad put me to the side and said he had something to share with me. And in my young 8th grade mind, I'm thinking, all right, he must have got me a surprise. Maybe some new sneakers. Well, while what he had for me was a surprise, it just wasn't the surprise I was expecting. My dad put me to the side and he said this. He said, son, here's what's going to happen over the next few years while you matriculate through high school. You see, some of your friends are going to drop out. Some of the girls are going to get pregnant, you know. Some of your friends are going to go to prison, and some of your friends are going to die. And I remember thinking, man, you just killed my celebration. But looking back, I don't blame him for this. I understand, because here's the reality. He too was never exposed to safe spaces, and he never learned the language of emotional fluency. And I'm a true believer that you cannot teach to do not know. Thank you.
And last but not least, we have Marvin Polnitz.
In quiet towns where laughter rings and rooftops echo songs of spring, where some children play in delight and enjoy carefree nights, a world so gently spun, a childhood just begun. Through lullabies and birthday cheers, some celebrate, while others live in fear. Some children never learn their names, and no one will remember them in a picture frame. And their skies aren't a canvas blue, but heavy with a darker hue. In 2024, a report from the police department in my hometown, Peoria, Illinois, stated that violent crimes are 221.5% higher than the national average. In 2024, I was receiving one of my first awards in speech and debate. And in 2024, one of my peers that I competed against, while playing outside, was shot and killed while a botched drug deal went horribly wrong. Therese Johnson was my age. Therese Johnson had just started 5th grade. Therese Johnson just wanted to play. Like Therese, too many children are robbed out of a childhood, not just by gun violence, but by hunger, poverty, and systems built to ignore them. To remind us that the work is far from over and that too many children in your cities, your neighborhoods, even your classrooms have never truly known what it means to be a child. I present the poem, Where the Crayons Went Unused.
That is just a preview of what we will be presenting at the national tournament. I'm so excited for you all to be able to possibly get a glimpse of them in a final round. And I will be sending you all updates as we're there. We're leaving this Saturday, and we'll be coming back next Saturday, hopefully to give that last trophy that I got for y'all. It was a bronze middle school award that we were there to receive together. A little buddy for y'all, all right? So cannot wait. Hopefully I have good results for you, but I think they're looking pretty good, right?
Yes, outstanding.
Thank you.
That was just simply outstanding. Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. All right, next item on our agenda is presentation from audience, and we have several, and so I'm going to start with Miss Linda Wilson.
Good evening, President McConnell, Vice President Wilson, Superintendent Dr. Karat, board members, and community partners. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight with you about the progress of the Peoria Grow Your Own program and the PPS Teacher Apprenticeship Program during the 24-25 school year. First of all, I want to begin by expressing deep gratitude to the board for your continued investment in the Peoria Grow Your Own initiative. Your commitment allows us to support and retain passionate and dedicated aspiring individuals in our community. This year has been one of growth, resilient, and visible results. We supported 21 teacher candidates. 4 candidates graduated from the program. 4 graduates have secured teaching positions for the 2025-26 school year. Hosted 3 successful fundraisers, and we raised money for emergency assistance for over 10 candidates. 6 candidates earned additional scholarships. We accepted 7 new candidates, and there are interviews for 5 applicants next week. Provided gas gift cards, clinical experience, childcare, and student teaching stipends. We provided, this was the first time, it was a pilot, childcare during our Saturday cohort meetings for our candidates who are parents, and it helped to reduce the cohort meeting attendance barrier. We are super excited and grateful to announce that the Peoria Grow Your Own program was selected by Rep. Jahan Gordon Booth to receive the OSP Equity Grant. And because of this grant, Peoria Grow Your Own has been and will continue to provide vital support and assistance that will ensure that our candidates become highly qualified Peoria Public Schools teachers. This money will provide emergency assistance, computers, quality mentor training, transportation stipends, graduate stipends, tuition assistance, school supplies, and so much more. Additionally, I wrote a proposal for a wellness and well-being grant that was awarded by the Women's Fund of the Community Foundation of Central Illinois. The funding has provided wellness and well-being workshops to our female candidates and graduates. So behind these numbers, I really wanted to highlight one of our graduates. It's these powerful personal stories. This wonderful person right here is Victoria, and Victoria is the epitome of an amazing Peoria GYO graduate. She worked extremely hard during her tenure in the program. She earned a 3.9 GPA at ISU, all while caring for her family and working a full-time job. She will be teaching kindergarten at Tree Wind this fall, just blocks away from her home. There's so much great programming that's in store for this fall, the summer and fall. There's going to be a summer documentary series. We're going to invite candidates and mentors, community members, parents. We're going to show the preschool to prison and the right to read. We'll be walking in the Juneteenth parade. We added 2 new partnerships, ICC and the Peoria Parents Project. We're going to continue wellness and well-being opportunities. We're going to be focusing on providing technology resources to our candidates, really focusing on how to incorporate AI and other technology resources and tools ethically and effectively. We are going to provide opportunities for our candidates to connect and engage with our parents in the community to establish powerful partnerships, and many opportunities to deepen our critical thinking through book circles and engaging dialogue. All of these things are a testament to what happens when our community believes in people and provides them with the right tools, mentorship, and resources, not just for the teacher apprenticeship. Really quickly, there are 9 teacher apprentices that have finished their first semester of the program. 5 new apprentices have been accepted into the special education cohort this fall. Mr. Gates mentioned his wife is actually a part of the teacher apprenticeship program. And we have partnered with CareerLink for a workforce grant that will reimburse our district nearly half of the cost for the apprenticeship for the first semester alone. And so to close, these Gateway to Teaching programs are more than pathways. They are promises, a promise to our students that they will be taught by adults who understand their stories, a promise to the community that we are investing in long-term, homegrown change, and a promise to our candidates that they do not walk alone on this road to become a teacher. Thank you for your leadership, commitment, and for allowing me to share this update with you. And together, we're building a foundation to a stronger future for Peoria Public Schools and the Peoria community. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Wilson, yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
I'd like to say congratulations, excellent program. I know Vicki. I know her very well. I had the opportunity of working with this young lady for many years in early childhood at Maya's Learning Center. Peoria Public School District 150, you are getting an excellent
Amen.
young lady to lead and guide your kindergartners, because not only, she doesn't look at it as teaching, she looks at it as preparing. She provides love, she provides guidance, she provides caring. She is excellent, and you will not, no, don't let me say this. You will be pleased with what she is doing and what she does with these children. If I had to recommend her, I would recommend her 150%, because you are getting one of the best individuals who has nothing but love and nurturing for children.
Thank
So thank you, Vicki, and congratulations.
Bravo. Thank you. That is so amazing, and thank you for sharing that, Mrs. Kostick. Our next speaker is Christina Klein. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say good evening. And my name is Christina Klein, and I am the Food Service District Manager here at Peoria Public Schools. On behalf of Organic Life, I would like to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude for being part of such an incredible district. Serving Peoria Public Schools has been an absolute privilege, and we are deeply grateful to be among a community with a superintendent, CFO, school board, administration, and parents who are so deeply invested in the well-being and success of their children. This year, we achieved a remarkable milestone by serving more meals than ever before, which year to date is over 2.8 million meals. On behalf of the entire Organic Life team, we want to say thank you for your trust and support, and wishing you all a wonderful and relaxing summer.
Thank you. Our next presentation is from Katrina Robinson.
Good evening, members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Katrina Robinson. I'm a little nervous. I come before you as a concerned parent regarding my son, Alan, and the environment he has experienced at Richwoods High School with the SROs, Woodruff, and his 504 plan and within the district. I respectfully raise the following key concerns for your awareness and action. Number one, unjust discipline and labeling. Alan has received multiple suspensions for being disruptive without clear documentation of any actual misconduct. On one occasion, he was suspended for simply being near another student during an incident. But then questioned, the reason given was he hangs around the wrong kids. This is profiling and not discipline. Number two, target monitoring and unfair treatment. Teachers have explicitly stated that Alan is being monitored, created a perception of him being targeted. A teacher once grabbed Alan's shoulder and yelled at him. Alan de-escalated the situation and reported it. The teacher remained in the classroom, but Alan was suspended the following week without cause. Number three, inappropriate and harmful comments from staff. AP Jeff Cruzen made racially insensitive remarks stating, "I understand because my adopted son is Black," and told Alan he could end up like a deceased student if his behavior doesn't change. These comments are inappropriate and damaging to a student's emotional well-being. Number four, lack of 504 plan implementation. Alan has a 504 plan developed from ADHD, was not acknowledged or followed with when he transitioned to Woodruff. He faced disciplinary actions for behaviors aligned with his existing plan, a failure in communication and legal compliance. Number five, discrimination treatment by school resource officers. SOR, particularly Officer Todd Walters, have repeatedly removed Alan from school events, including his siblings' graduation, without evidence of wrongdoing. These actions were based on misinformation and later disproven by administrators, yet no correction followed. Number six, negative impact on Alan's education and mental health. Alan wants to be in school and succeed. His grades fluctuate due to frequent suspensions. There has been no offer in-school suspensions, redirection, or restorative support. The referrals in his record misrepresent his true behavior and potential. We respectfully request the following from the board and district leadership: a full review of disciplinary actions against Alan, investigation into targeting behavior by staff and SROs, assurance that the 504 plan are reviewed and enforced across all campuses, a renewed commitment to equity, fairness, and supportive intervention, not puntive monitoring. We are not here to excuse poor behavior. We're here to ask that Alan be treated as a student, not a suspect. Like all students, he deserves a safe and supportive learning environment. I'm committed to helping him grow, and I hope that the school would do the same. I do have 2 other children that will be attending Richwoods coming up this coming year as freshmen. So a lot of these concerns, I think about a lot when it comes to them, as if it's going to impact them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Mom. Mrs. Robinson, that's a very, I admire you for bringing this information to us, and hope that you will follow up with the superintendent and your building leadership and any other information you would like for the board to capture. You're certainly welcome to send us a narrative via email so that we can capture all of that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And then our next speaker is Kristen Coleman. Did I say that right, Kristen Coleman? No, what is, I'm sorry, I can't read the writing. What does that look like to you? Does it say Coleman?
Yeah.
Okay, help me out.
It's Creston.
Oh, Creston.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you,
Yes,
Creston,
ma'am.
and I
Yes.
apologize.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I want to thank you all for having me and giving me a moment to speak. Mr. Ivory for speaking with me earlier, and Ms. Martha Ross for speaking with me earlier. I'm here today to invite you guys personally to an event that's recapturing history, is preserving history, but most importantly, it's providing the students of Peoria Public School districts. That was the main audience of a blueprint and a template of prior success that Peoria has been associated with, and particularly Manual High School has been responsible for. And when I say that, I'm particularly talking about the not only the rich athletic departments, but specifically the basketball program. June 21st, there will be a world premiere of the documentary called Orange and Black, Beneath the Numbers. I've been working on this project for over 5 years, and this was once again inspired to preserve the history and to have something for generations to come moving forward. Peoria is a special place. It's not only a special place to me, it's a special place to the world. And us being so small, I think, who we are is not, everyone doesn't appreciate who we are as a city. So I was inspired to create this this documentary, this film, and it's going to display the beautiful people that not only that the city has produced, but most importantly, Peoria Public School District are responsible of, and I'm one of them. From Garfield to Blaine Sumner, in which we all know both don't even exist no more, and hanging on to my last stop, Manual High School. So it has so many different messages and purposes. This film has, but I thought that I would come out and share with you guys and invite you personally to be there. And this event will take place Saturday, June 21st, and it'll be around about 2 p.m. And I want to create, when I say world premiere, I want to bring Hollywood to Peoria, because that's who we are. So once again, thank you for having me tonight. And if you got any questions, I'm more than feel free to ask. You're welcome.
We appreciate you being here and then sharing that with us as well.
Okay.
Mr. Ivory?
Yeah. I love, if you have a flyer or something, I surely would love to get that out to other people so they can attend the premiere. So
Okay.
any information that you can get to us or get to Dr. Karat, I think would be helpful. And again, let me commend you on doing what others haven't done, and that is to get something positive, even though we have a significant number of positive people here, and just like the teachers retiring, but I really appreciate what you've done. So again, you can count on my support any way I can.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Just
I'll get that
quickly,
to-
this is going to be at Richwoods High School.
Yes, ma'am.
In the auditorium.
Yes, ma'am.
As you mentioned earlier, and I believe you sent it to all the board members. Did you send it to our secretary? And then she sent
Miss-
it out to us, I believe.
Yeah, I sent it to everyone.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yes,
So we
yes,
all
ma'am.
have that.
This morning.
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You're welcome. You guys have a good evening.
All right, thank you. And then our next audience to speak is Mrs. Mary Beth Cunningham.
Hello. I always make a point, I come anyway and email anyway, but I always make a point to come at the first meeting or one of the first two meetings and one of the last two meetings of the year. And I'm not sure that I'll be able to make it on July 1st. Lucky you. But I usually make a point to come to talk about positive things because I am kind of a very persistent person behind the scenes, sometimes to the detriment of maybe my own voice trying to be heard. So if I'm going to be annoying in the ways that I'm trying to advocate to make things what I believe to be better, I also am going to give accolades where they're due. And it's funny, not funny, but it's ironic because some of the things that I was going to talk about in the positive direction today have already been talked about. I told Ms. Klein, I was like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm talking about you tonight. So I'll start with that, a little bit tying into, we do get a negative rap in Peoria and in Peoria Public Schools. My family's been in Peoria Public Schools for over 100 years as students, and a lot of that was also with staff here between my dad and my grandpa and my aunt and me and whoever else. And so it's important to us, and it's so important that no matter where I live, I'll always go to board meetings, and I choose to live here, and so I'm going to do that. But we get a bad rap, and we always have, even when I was a kid, and even when my dad was a kid, and that was a while ago. And it's not always, and most of the time, it shouldn't actually reflect, and it doesn't reflect who we really are as a district. And so when we look at things like test scores, which is kind of, the last 25 years of this is what we look at, the people who don't understand how to read those scores are not understanding that it's just a measurement of poverty versus not poverty a lot of times, and of health versus not health. And while I know that most people here do understand that, we do get a bad rap for things that are beyond our control. And one of the ways that we're able to help control the uncontrollable elements of our dynamics in the city is to provide basic needs, right? And one of the ways that our food service does that, has been just in the last couple of years especially, but we've seen it since COVID and even before, but especially the last couple of years, we have seen full bellies with healthy foods that are not necessarily accessible to most students in our district. And I say most students in our district because in order to be a Title I district, most children have to live at or below a threshold of income. And it's expensive for everybody right now, but it's especially expensive for healthy food. And so I thank you for that. I'm a food allergic parent, right? Like it was her first day. I didn't even know things changed over. And I was like, hi, my kids can't eat at school, so can you help me? And she's like, yeah, got it. And I was like, holy cow, it took me a year before that, right? And everybody needs that. I can send lunch with my kids who cannot eat school food, but statistically speaking, there were kids before that were going hungry simply because they couldn't be safe, whereas now they make it safe for all kids. So I need to congratulate you on that. And on that same note, we see a need, and I think Dr. Karat has pushed this the entire time that you have been here, Dr. Karat. When we see a need and a gap, we find ways to do that. And while my family was lucky enough to have the access to higher education, to become teachers and to become counselors, not everyone had that access, and we've seen that need, and we have things like Grow Your Own, and we have the vocational studies and trades here that we don't have in some towns that were historically farm towns even anymore. We have D2 programs, I believe, at all 3 high schools where you can get your associate's degree while also getting your high school diploma. That is not celebrated near as much as it should be. Of course, I'm pretty partial to IB because my dad brought it here, but I also am going to tell you right now, my sons are looking at to D2. They see the value in being able to have education without going gobs of student loan debt like their mom did, right? And so those are things, and those are just small things. The dual language program and the immersion programs, I wish that that was available when I was a kid. We did, when I was at now Elise Ford Allen, when I was a kid, we did ASL with everything. And so I still have a lot of that skill set. I wish we did Spanish. You know what I mean? I wish that we did learned other languages as well, and all the things that we get to do with that, that other districts are just not doing it. We should celebrate those things. So thank you for everything.
Thank you. And we appreciate your constant contact and your giving us feedback, because I value feedback and the board does. And so we appreciate you taking time to just share those items with us via email or either here in person. Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda is information items. Superintendent's update.
Thank you, President McConnell. And in reference to response by the superintendent for the comments, Ms. Wilson, you're taking this Grow Your Own and the apprenticeship to the next level and doing an amazing job. And thank you for, so let's give her a round of applause. When did you start? In 2018, we had a conversation when you wrote the grant for Grow Your Own, and then we've just expanded with the apprenticeship, so that's awesome. Thank you for seeing the vision and getting folks through, and I love that you said it's not just a pathway, but a promise. This is a beautiful analogy. And then thank you for also featuring and introducing a new kindergarten teacher at Tree Wind. I am coming to your classroom. I will be thank you, I'll come visit you. So I'm going to just say that. And then just Christina Klein, thank you. And thank you, board. Really, that's the board's lane. The board selected Organic Life, so don't disappoint them. Don't disappoint the kids. Don't disappoint the parents. And then Ms. Robinson, Katrina, I know she left. She works upstairs in finance with us. So Dr. Coleman is the contact. So Dr. Coleman will reach out to her. And that was, I just wanted to address those. And thanks, Beth, for always, we don't usually hear the positive, so I thank you for featuring the positive. And then Mr. Coleman, the film, so that's at Richwoods, at Richwoods on the 21st. I don't know if I received the flyer, so Dr. Wilson, if you received it, send it to me, please. Okay, thank you. I had an opportunity, speaking of Tree Wind, to attend a Reading Buddy celebration today. They invited me, and it's the champion for that initiative is Rosemary McCollin. Miss Rosemary, we call her Geraldine Mitchell's daughter, right? And so she is, if you know her, she is small but very, very mighty. She's all about excellence, all about rigor, all about hard work. And she has accumulated a number of volunteers, about 25, and they just converge at Tree Wind, and they're working with the kids. And many of the names you'll recognize. So today they celebrated their first year of mentoring, and all of them are avid readers, they're successful leaders, and they serve as mentors. And I was able to make a few remarks to them. Principal Corey Brown was there. Tamika Rutherford was there as well, because she's the contact for that Reading Buddies program with the volunteers. They're all volunteers. So Marjorie Aldridge, she was there. Charles Cook, Melvina Haynes, who was a teacher for PPS for many, many, many years. Debbie Jackson, Deborah Johnson, Kevin Kyle, Doris Lilly, Marguerite Ross, Myretta Signor, Patricia Tillman, Gwen Wilson, Jose Washington, they were all there. Kenyatta Swain was there. I said Gwen Wilson, and more folks were there. Mr. Tyler was there as well. June Tyler was his wife. Jamie Hassel. They were just, they go to Tree Wind and they spend an hour with kids, fourth graders, and she challenged them next year to also take on the fifth graders. So they're going to try different things. And I said, we're looking at preliminary results, and Tree Wind it's heading in the right direction. And they're doing a lot of things. We've used a different configuration with a teacher leader, along with the new principal, and then the Reading Buddies program, and of course the commitment from staff, and so it's very, very promising, and everybody was really happy. Nothing is official yet in terms of state standardized results, but we're looking forward to seeing a dent. And so just wanted to celebrate them and thank them. It was very, very impressive. And these were the many of them are retired Caterpillar employees, so they're called CARR, C-A-R-R, and it's Concerned African American Retirees. And again, they're reading buddies at Tree Wind, and they're all committed to coming back again to work with the kids. And it was just so beautiful to see. They talked about their students, the books that they got them, the gift cards, they're praying for them. Some themes I heard, the kids are very smart. They may have challenges, like we've heard, you heard Polnitz, so that young man, the last presenter, the student, he's a Tree Wind child. See how talented they are? It's so our kids are very, very talented. They just, as Ms. Wilson said, they just need the right people who understand their situation and can kind of work with them and take them to the next level. So I wanted to give Principal Brown and Miss Rosemary and all the reading buddies and Ms. Tamika, show them some love and appreciation and encourage them to continue to do what they're doing for the community, for the kids, because it's working. And then this time of year, it's very, very busy. People think, because staff, they're out, students are out, it's time to kind of chill and take a vacation, but it's actually the busiest time of year for us. I know a lot of us are trying to work things around and sneak away and get away, but everybody is really working very, very hard, preparing for next year with goals and our themes and those types of things. And then the final thing, Board and President McConnell have been monitoring our activities that's going on in the community. We have students at the Y, at Art Inc., Boys and Girls Club, Carver Center, the speech and debate group as well, the Winning program. We have students there. We have our special ed ESY program. We have a summer school at Jameson. We have an EL program at Lincoln. Of course, the high schools do have their program where students are coming back, right, Dr. Coleman, to recover credit. So that's Manual, Peoria High, Richwoods, even Knoxville, day treatment. There's some summer activities going on there. Valeska Hinton, there's a pre-K activity going on there with the Waterford ramp up. So close to 2,600 students. I was going to round it up to 3,000 students are enrolled in summer activities. And so I just wanted to give that quick update. Thank you.
Awesome. Financial update, budgeted, encumbered, Mr. Willis.
Year-to-date expenditures or year-to-date revenue totals $209.8 million. This compares to $189.6 million as of May 12th, about a month ago. Most of that difference is in the area of federal funding and state funding. On the spending side, year-to-date expenditures totaled $229.6 million. That compares to $198.8 million as of May 12th, 2025. Salaries, benefits, and capital outlay were the largest spend areas that showed differences from May 12th to June 9th. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have with respect to the financial report, but that is a very quick, high-level overview.
Any questions from anyone? Number 3, proposed expenditures over 2,500. Any questions there?
Yeah, I wanted to, I don't know which line item it is, but I wanted to know about the prepaid legal. I remember when we started that, we were told that, I see an expenditure for prepaid legal. We're told that that's an independent issue that is offered to employees, but we would not be doing any work relating to that. So it looks like we're still getting collecting money from people who are partners, who have that part as a partner, right? Prepaid legal. It's in the 2,500. I can't find it right this minute. So let me say this: anyone who is an employee, you had mentioned, you and Dr. Cry had mentioned, they have the opportunity to get prepaid legal as an insurance.
No, this is HR, Ms. Hammer. I'm not aware of any. What's that expenditure for the prepaid? Prepaid legal,
Is that Legal Shield?
Legal Shield.
Yeah, but that's a premium that comes out of the employee.
Yeah, but initially,
Identity Shield and.
right.
it's not the same as prepaid legal,
Or
it's
the
totally
same.
different.
It's Legal Shield is the same company out of Chicago. Because I've had a couple of employees that have called and said they wanted advice because they were Legal Shield members. They wanted advice on some issues they had with the school district, and they were told that the school district is their client. So they couldn't help.
We contract them for the contract for our employees to pay that premium.
And what's that service?
So
What is the service?
It's for identity theft.
Identity
It's
theft.
identity theft, and it's a Legal Shield.
Yeah, it's legal too, Legal Shield.
You
I
can
know.
do either one or both, you can do, and you can call them, and they have attorneys up there.
Right, but the employees can't call them, and you know of any employees, could you just check into it? Because employees
Sure.
that call them say, we can't help you because District 150 is our client.
I'll contact the.
So that's not, that can't be, I mean, why sell somebody, insurance, legal insurance if they can't use it?
Martha, if I can chime in on this, is that Legal Shield policy is that if, say, for example, a company offers Exelon or any major company offers it, is that they have a policy within the organization, that corporate, that you cannot use that against your employer who's
Well,
offering that benefit.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
So that's just a policy of from corporate.
But
But you
then-
can use it for everything else.
Right, I've been doing Legal Shield for 20 years, so I know all about it, but the fact is, if an employee is getting a payroll deduction, and is to pay for Legal Shield, they can't use it. Against the employee, or any questions about the employee, So we were told, though, that the district would have nothing to do with this, no staff committee, no staff person would be working with it or anything. But now I know that we're collecting money from employees who have this.
Well, the employees are picking it,
Yeah,
right? They're
exactly. It's an
selecting.
option.
Yeah,
It's
but
an option.
we're getting the money for it. I mean, I work with,
No,
Payroll
the
deduction.
district doesn't put anything into it, it's all employee pay.
I understand that.
I mean, I'll pull the contract and see if there's a clause in there for that, yeah.
Okay.
If they can't sue the employer, I'll have to work.
But I don't think it's suing, it's getting information. Sometimes you don't have to sue anybody, you just
I'll
need
look
to
at
get
the contract
information.
then. Yeah, I had never heard
Yeah,
that
can you clear
before.
that up for me? Because you're spending staff time collecting money to send to them. See what I'm saying? And it wasn't explained to us like that in the beginning.
I'll look at the contract. and let
Okay.
you know.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Board members? Next item is report on Freedom of Information Act.
Thank you,
status.
President McConnell. Since our board meeting on May 12th, we've received 8 new requests. There were 2 pending requests noted on May 12th. There were 5 total requests there are 5 that are currently open. So to date, we have received 33 requests for the 2025 school year at a cost of $1,650. Thank you.
Thank you. And our first reading on the clear book bag policy, noted. Our next item on the agenda is consent agenda. Dr. Wilson.
Thank you, President McConnell. The consent agenda consists of the following items. Item number 1, gifts to school district. Item number 2, payment of bills. Item number 3, payment for travel. Item number 4, human resource report. Item number 5, Manual High Girls Basketball Team. Item number 6, Manual High Girls Basketball Team. Item number 7, Manual High Girls Basketball Team. Item number 8, readoption of existing hazard boundaries. Item number 9, field trip approval, Lincoln 21st Century Let's Connect grant. Item number 10, field trip approval, Sterling and Von Steuben 21st Century Let's Connect grant programs. Item number 11, extension of fuel contract with Hare Petroleum. Item number 12, student school board members. Item number 13, Curriculum Associates iReady Personalized Instruction. Item number 14, Carl Health Methodist of Illinois. in-school healthcare services agreement. Item number 15, Youth Health Education Service, Hope Center for Healthy Living. Item number 16, Youth Health Education Service, Hope Center for Healthy Living. Item number 17, Advantage Communications Middle School Speech Debate Team Contract. Item number 18, Budget Resolution. Item number 19, Readable for 6th through 12th grade ELA classrooms. Readable. Item number 20, Settlement Agreement and Release. Item number 21, Notice to Remedy. Item number 22, Dismissal of probationary teacher for reasons other than reduction in force. Item number 23, WCTC Skills USA National Championship Conference, and that is the entirety of the consent agenda.
We just have one modification on the HR report that we accepted as modified, as discussed in closed session, that one employee will be moved from termination to resignation. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve.
Madam Chair, before you move on, I'd like to
Yes.
pull number 14, just for quick clarification from
Okay, for discussion.
for discussion.
Okay,
And I would like to pull number 13,
and pulling number 13.
discussion only.
Okay,
And then I'd like to pull 22.
pull number 22. Dismissal. Okay. So we have those three, and then number 1 is just the modification of the HR report. So may I entertain a motion to approve all items with the exception of 13, 14, and 22?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Costick? Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. And item number 13, Mrs. Ross.
Yes, I have a question on the curriculum iReady as far as number of licenses that we're spending $106,000 for. Well, $107,000. I'd like to, first of all, how long have we had this particular program? And I see some of the documents that you have. I don't know, somebody out there should probably answer that, right? Is it Ms. Donath?
Yep, thank you, Ms. Ross, for asking. Ms. Donath, can you, how long?
So how long have we had it? And I thought we had, is this one of the ones that we buy a 6-year licenses for? Is this 106,000 or 0.5? Is that for 1 year for that program?
So when we adopted the program, we're just wrapping up our 3rd year of the use of our 6-year adoption. And what we paid for at that time was online access to the teacher resources, as well as student workbooks that they use. Students do not have a textbook. It is a workbook that they use that is consumable. And we paid that out for 6 years. So that is what the initial contract was for. Annually, we pay for diagnostic assessments that the students take online, as well as access to what they call personalized instruction. So when the students take the assessment, the computer program knows exactly what standards are to be covered by that particular grade level and gives students lessons to align with what they need. And they do that during what's called ILP time for math, which is a 45-minute instructional period each day. We do pay that annually as an additional cost for what students use to continue to enhance their use of iReady Classroom Mathematics.
So it's part of the multi-tier systems of support?
Absolutely, it is.
So the question is, we have licenses for 6 years, you're saying, for teacher resources. But is this?
In addition to the consumable resources that the students use, yes.
Okay, so the consumable resources that the students use are not part of the 6-year licenses that we already have?
No, what I'm saying is the consumable resources they are part of these 6 years that we already
Okay.
purchased. Those
So
are the
what is the
workbooks.
$106,000, $77,000?
That is access to the online assessment, the diagnostic that the students take 3 times a year, as well as the online program practice that the students do during their ILP time, as well as it gives teachers recommendations for what students can do during their small group instruction based on how they do on that diagnostic assessment. So the diagnostic assessment that the student takes 3 times a year, that is part of this quote, essentially, as well as access for students to use the program during their ILP time to align with our MTSS plan for support.
So this personalizes the supports that each child needs based on the assessment. So that's what we're
Which
paying for.
assessment?
The diagnostic assessment. You wanna,
Yeah, is part of this quote specific to what you are potentially voting on this evening. It is the 3-time-a-year diagnostic assessment for kindergarten through 4th grade students. So when you're asking how many licenses, it's that number of students. It's just under 5,000.
Okay, so is it every year that we have to pay for that? Each year, even though we have the 6-year license? Do we pay this much every year or more?
We pay this annually, yes. What we paid for when we did our 6-year adoption was online teacher resources. It's called the Teacher Toolbox, as well as the consumable workbooks that the students use as part of their lessons.
So how is this measured to determine whether it's effective or not?
So our students, one of the things you got in your board packet was the iReady Math K4
I saw that, but
information.
you couldn't read the first
That is
part.
what you saw were the diagnostic results beginning of year, end of year for grades K through 4 in that graph. So it shows there is extreme growth in student on grade level improvement in grades K through 4 based on their use of the program. It is the only K4 math support we have that the students are using digitally.
Okay, that answers that question, but on an average, how long would you say that a student is on the computer during the day?
Students have
You just
45
said
minutes for
45
math
minutes.
instruction that is personalized.
What did you say?
Students have 45 minutes daily for math instruction that is personalized. We do that not only with the computer, with students do the personalized instruction, which is part of this quote, but also teachers are supposed to be doing small group instruction. And the program, based on how students do on the diagnostic, recommends lessons for the teachers to complete during that time.
I know that relates to the already, but I'm saying on an average, how long would you say a student, not just math, but with everything else, how long are they on the computer?
I think that varies by grade level and by student and their personal needs. However, we have 45 minutes for math and we have approximately 30 to 45 in ELA, where they have the opportunity to be on a computer to do their work.
and the younger kids, it's much less. It's 15 minutes for the younger kids, right?
Our
Waterford?
recommendation is, for the youngest students,
the-
is 15 minutes daily.
Yes.
Daily?
For differentiated support.
Okay, but okay, that's all I have. They're on computers much more than 15 minutes, the little kids are.
That is our recommendation for iReady Classroom Mathematics for kindergarten.
I think that's just math, but thank you.
Just a question for clarity. So when did the 6 years start?
3 years
We
ago.
have just wrapped up our 3rd year.
So that started 2019?
No, this we just finished up our 3rd year.
Okay, so 2021
Yeah.
or 22?
It'd be 22, 23, then 23, 24, and we just finished 24, 25.
Okay, and this 106 is an annual cost to us? Is this a new cost or either we have already paid this before?
We have paid this for the last 3 years. We
Okay.
did not actually pay this last year because 2 years ago we did a 2-year adoption. So we paid out, we got a discount for paying 2 years at once and we used ESSER funds for that. So that was 2 years ago. So technically last year we didn't make this purchase because we had done a 2-year purchase 2 years ago.
Okay, and then what is our plan once our 6-year is up? That, are we gonna keep this and utilize it? And does it take the place of teacher hard copy assessment?
So our plan for use, actually, iReady Classroom Mathematics is very popular with our teachers, and many of them enjoy using the program and the professional development that goes with that. So we do not have a plan to change it at this time. Once our 6 years is up, we would look to purchase new consumables, do a new contract for the consumable portion.
Yeah, Ms. D, usually what you have is a committee of teachers.
Absolutely.
And then they decide that, so that.
Teacher feedback is key for
Yeah,
that.
so
We
the teachers
listen.
are, yep, they're the ones who select the curriculum and.
Okay, so it does not take the place of teacher in class, in person, in instruction for math?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
The
that's a
teachers
good
have
question.
45 minutes for core instruction, that they are the leaders of that classroom time. And that's part of our original adoption for that 6 years, is all the resources they need to do that. This is for the other 45 minutes daily, where we differentiate instruction based on student need.
Because not everybody needs the same thing at the same time, so that's why the keywords are personalized, differentiated instruction.
Exactly.
But I guess I'm saying if you've gotten the consumables, why would you need another 6 years of consumables? Maybe just the instruction, but why would they need, if they've already learned everything
Yeah.
to do with consumables, why would we redo that?
Yeah, good thinking. The consumables, it's again, one size fit all. This really personalizes it based on the assessment.
But
So
they would
it's,
have gotten that for 6 years.
pardon me?
They would have gotten the consumables for 6 years.
Yep, so this is in addition to.
Yeah, I
the
understand
Yep,
that.
so it's more supports, because some kids, a lot of our kids need that personalized.
Yeah, I heard what she
Yes.
said, but she said that when this 6 years is up, they'd be looking at another 6 years of consumables.
No, I mean, that's why
That's-
that's why I inserted, because
Okay.
the teachers will decide. We don't know. I mean, honestly, if you ask me, I'll say, I'm not sure. We'll leave it up to the committee, we'll leave it up to the team, right? Right, Ms. D? That's how
Absolutely.
it works. That's how it's worked since I've been here.
Our consumables pay for grade level instructional resources. So if I'm a second grade teacher, I have second grade workbooks for my students. Not every student is currently performing at a second grade level. So we
Correct.
make sure that they have access to the second grade learning for half of their math instruction time. The other half of that time is where they need support. And that could be above grade level. It could also be below grade level. And that's what this particular quote is designed to address.
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time the last couple of months getting better and better at having conversations about the gaps and meeting kids. Ms. Ross, you've always talked about meeting kids where they are. And so those are good wonderings, and I really appreciate the conversation. But it's personalized, and if done well with integrity, it will definitely make a difference, because we need to improve in mathematics. ELA is outperforming mathematics district-wide, correct?
On IAR, yes.
On IAR, correct, which is what the public sees.
That's right.
This is how we're
We're going to continue to
We're
support
rated.
our learners and doing their best to explain their thinking. And in order to do that, we need to give them access to the resources.
And just one more note of clarity. So this is for K through 4, and they don't do the NEA, what is it, NEAW?
NWA.
Oh, NWA assessments. When does that start?
They do NWA assessments as well.
Which are like testing and screening. So is it not a duplication of services then?
No, the NWA assessment is a norm referenced standardized assessment, which tells our teachers, principals, staff, in order to let them know how students are performing and predict what they need for success on future IAR assessments. It's a screening assessment based on the norms for kids at that particular age. This diagnostic is a criterion referenced assessment. And what that means is they look at what are the skills needed. I'll just use second grade as an example. Second grade math students need to be able to do these specific skills. The assessment that the students do here aligns, can kids do those specific skills? Think of it like a checklist of skills that they need to be able to be successful on. When they aren't successful on those things, the teachers get a report with resources that say, here's what your students are struggling with. Here's a lesson that you can do with the kids that struggled on this particular question on the diagnostic. So the iReady diagnostic gives teacher moves for what to do with the information that we get from that assessment. The NWEA is simply a screener that tells us how kids are doing overall and gives us a big picture for what to do in the future. They're used for very specific different things.
Okay, so then screening what? Aptitude, comprehension?
All of those things.
So it
Comprehension is
isn't,
more of a literacy
specific?
piece, but yes. And I will say, we use it sometimes for our acceleration programs and think outside of the realm of instruction. We use it to measure how students are doing, and it gives us an idea of which classrooms, schools that we need to focus on for continued support. But this is instructional, and that's where the difference lies. NWEA gives us big picture for a school or a grade level. iReady Classroom Mathematics diagnostic assessment gives us down to the student level what that child needs in a small group lesson to support their learning. It's more about instructional moves, whereas NWEA is big picture.
Okay. And would you say that NEWA is that necessary? And we do that monthly, weekly? How often is that screening happening?
The NWEA assessment is done 3 times a year as well. They are not done at the same time, but they are done concurrently. The assessment gives us different information. We use that to see trends and to see predictability for how different grade levels or schools will do on the IAR assessment. We learn different things from that. I can't use the iReady data to predict IAR success necessarily, but I also can't use NWEA data to tell a teacher exactly what lesson that kid needs tomorrow. So they do different things.
Any more questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just going to ask you to clarify for the NWEA assessment. When you were talking about your second grade class, hypothetically, all of your students receive second grade instruction and then they receive individualized instruction on the online platform. But when they take the NWEA, they are not all starting on the same question or all taking a second grade assessment. Is that correct?
That is correct. It takes how students do on a particular question and makes the next question harder or easier, just depending on how they're answering questions on the NWEA assessment.
So if you have a second grade class, some of those students could be taking an NWEA with third or fourth grade questions or first or kindergarten questions. But when they do the online platform, it's like a second grade, this iReady diagnostic.
The diagnostic is measuring, like I said, a checklist of skills for that particular grade level. But if they've mastered those, it will see how far it can take them because it does measure above grade level performance.
Okay, thank you.
No, I just wanted to say, I just sometimes feel like we've taken the job of teachers away from teachers. I mean, parents talk to me about new math and all the new stuff you get the same results, but you have to do it a certain way. But it just seems like we've taken away from the teachers what they know how to do best.
They do very well, and they work extremely hard. So this diagnostic assessment gives them a very specific lesson that they can do. The teachers are still doing the lesson. For the diagnostic assessment, the lessons that are recommended.
They know how to write the lessons. These are teachers.
But they have to write, if they have 25 kids in their class, they'd have to write 25 different lessons. Yeah. And we ask a lot of our teachers. So we give them those resources and they tweak it as necessary because they know their kids best.
Yeah. And thank you, Ms.
A lot of teachers.
Yeah, Ms. Ross, thank you for thinking out loud. And thank you, Ms. D. Great job. We've worked very closely with the union, and I see our union president is back there as well, Ms. Leslie Danage. And we've done a lot of morale surveys over the years since I've been here. And we've looked at our threats, and on this celebration, that's why we continue to recognize everybody in our system, whoever does a nomination, we have them come and recognize because we think that's important. But the other threat is workload. I've heard a lot from teachers about workload. And we keep, we say, okay, the work is the work is the work, but those things, even having a conversation with the Your Way and AI, and we worked together last year to bring in some tools that are much more efficient and effective. And I will tell you, I use ChatGPT. I'm not ashamed to say it. I will write something and dump it and ask her to make it nicer or shorter, or, and she does a very nice job. And so we continue to listen to all the threats, and I keep hearing, and so Ms. Ross, like as Ms. D said, otherwise they would have to literally design 25 customized lessons. And then that's why we brought in this tool, and it was a pilot, anyone who wanted it, and it helps them write lesson plans in a blink of an eye and do different things, differentiate, pull in standards. I mean, it's pretty amazing what technology can do to kind of relieve some stress.
I'm all for technology. I just think that I personally feel that the money we spend on a lot of these things that, we've had licenses that we bought for 6 years and we used it for 2 years and then just didn't use it anymore. All the money we spent could have put another person in that classroom, to specialize what's needed for the students. I just hate that they're on the computers. They are on the computers much, much too long. So that's all I have to say.
Thanks.
Okay, does anybody else have any more questions for Mrs. Downey? Okay, that's item number 13. Thank you.
So if you want a motion to, I'll move to.
I was gonna do that.
Okay,
Thank you.
good.
I'd like to entertain a motion to approve or either not approve item number 13.
So move.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 14, Mr. Ivory.
Mick, you and I had a conversation, and after looking at the information here, I think I probably, this does not apply to it. So it's not a question I have for Mick, because I think based upon the question that I had to you, Mick, in terms of supplies, this doesn't apply at all. So I withdraw my question on it, yeah.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve number 14.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Okay, yes.
Parker was able to answer any questions about Holtz if there were any, so.
Um,
She was.
Is that one for question? Okay. All right, and we thank you, Mrs. Parker, for being here. And I don't think as of today, we don't have any questions for you, but we appreciate everything that you do, so.
Appreciate that, thank you.
Thank you for your time. Item number 22, Dr. Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Item number 22. Okay. Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry. So
right.
yes, I pulled it
He
for.
pulled it for, I'm asking him.
Just
for it.
reasons, as stated earlier, as far as individual moving from termination to resignation. So.
No, that was something else.
This is just an action item that you're not going to take action on. We're pulling it from the.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we're just gonna pull it. Okay, so, all right, so it's been pulled and paused. All right. Deliberation agenda.
Item number 24, policy number 2:220, school board meeting procedure. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve the attached updated policy.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray? Mrs. Murray?
Sounds like her phone went out.
Okay, Mr. Ivory?
Okay.
Okay. Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 25, policy number 2:240, board policy development. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve the attached updated policy.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
6 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 26, policy number 2:80, board member oath and conduct. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve the attached updated policy.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 27, expulsion with the expulsion to be held in abeyance. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve expulsion with the expulsion held in abeyance listed on the report dated June 9th, 2025 be approved as presented.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 28, expulsion. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve the expulsion listed on the report dated June 9, 2025 be approved as presented.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 29, suspension review. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve the suspension review listed on the report dated June 9th, 2025 be approved as presented.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell?
Aye.
We have 6 ayes, motion carries.
And Board, I skipped over a approval of minutes from the May 12th meeting. Motion to approve minutes.
Second.
Hey, Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mrs. Murray? Mrs. Murray?
Aye.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Dr. Wilson?
Aye.
President McConnell? We
Aye.
have 6 ayes, the motion carries.
Okay, presentation and suggestions by board members, and I would like to take this privilege to recognize Mrs. Chanel Hargrave Murray. This will be her last official meeting with us, and our new board member who was recently elected, Brenda Wilson, will be joining us on the July 1st meeting, which is our reorganization. And Mrs. Murray, I would like to yield the floor to you if you'd like to share anything.
I just want to take the time to thank everyone who believe that I can be an asset to the board for this year. I did learn a lot, and I look forward to all continue the work that we've. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you, and perhaps you might consider running at another time. Any other, reports from board committees?
I had a presentation and suggestion. Just real quick. June 14th, down at Carver Center, the Yanni Collective from 11 to 7 will host a Juneteenth Fest. Before that, though, the NAACP will have their second annual Ernestine Jackson Parade. So 2 different events going on right at the same location. Also, if you want to celebrate further, on June 19th, the Peoria Park District is having a Juneteenth drone show, which is going to be pretty cool. And the Southside Community Center is going to be having their Juneteenth festival on June 21st. So just a couple of days to throw out in honor of Juneteenth that is coming up.
Community United for Change, SCUC.
My apologies.
Okay.
Have an announcement when you
Do we have, yes, I will catch you after this. Do we have any board committee meetings?
Policy committee will get a date together and get that out there to the public.
Okay, anyone else?
We had buildings and grounds had committee meeting. Board members were asked to participate in, on the 23rd, we may be having the presentation to the audience.
Okay, thank you. Any other committees?
The procurement committee will be scheduling a meeting coming up real soon. Dr. County probably there, and we're going to be ready. So we have our next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
The Behavioral Intervention Committee meeting was held on May 15th, and then we kind of concluded, and we had kind of all agreed to wait for the next school year to see who was assigned.
Makes sense. An announcement, Dr. Karat?
Yeah, so thank you. I meant to announce this. Ms. Seipel, thank you for reminding me. One of her staff members, and I hope you're feeling better because she was still in shock. One of her employees, a tech by the name of Scott Runyon, unfortunately, he passed away on Wednesday, June 4th, and he was 65 years old, and he had worked with the district for 13 years. Ms. Seipel said, they had a conversation, I guess he left that day, nothing, things seemed fine, and then
He went home and unfortunately he had a massive heart attack.
yeah, so I just kind of wanted to share that with the board and the listening audience and those, many of you may know him. He's been with us for a while, working with Mrs. Seipel in her department, was a great guy. So may his soul rest in peace.
Thank you. And I just want to personally thank the union leadership. We like to see you in the meetings. We like to have your presence when things are calm. And we look forward to building a working partnership as we have done in the past. And so thank you for being here, and anybody else who is a part of your leadership team. Thank you.
And President McConnell, they can speak to iReady as well, to Mrs. Ross' question, because they use it every day in their classroom. I know Ms. Danich does.
Yeah, I'll stick around if you want to ask me.
Okay.
I'm happy to answer.
All right, thank you.
I'll let you adjourn first. But
Thank you. And I just want to say we have had an outstanding year, and I want the public to always know that your board is here for feedback and that we value everyone's feedback because we are a public school and we don't feel like we do this in silos, but that this is a unified effort. It takes all of us, teachers, parents, students, community partners, and those of us who volunteer to serve. And so thank you very much. And with that, anyone else? Motion to adjourn.